I need to bring the first volume of these windows into the Greek New Testament to a close, lest they become monotonous. But in closing, I need to direct my attention to something that many of you will not be interested in, but some of you will benefit from greatly. I want to speak to you who are learning or desiring to learn Greek and give you some fundamental guidelines on learning the language of the New Testament. First, before I actually begin my first facet of this, some of you have written asking if you could ask me questions. And I want to say yes. I encourage it. And even though I will take a brief hiatus from publishing these on the web, on my website, I will still respond and have made a specific place for that as a Facebook forum. And on this page of the website, if you just click on the word forum, it will transfer you to that Facebook page, Windows in the Greek New Testament, and I welcome discussion. And if you put questions there, you can do it anonymously if you want. I'll still respond to them. You could criticize things I've said or question things I've said, some of you who know the language better than others, or ask for further explanation for things that I say that may confuse you or that you may be confused about whether I did it or not. Anything related to the Greek New Testament, feel free to ask or to bring up on that forum. And if someone else brings a question up and you believe you know the answer, respond to one another on that forum. Now, I actually have 4 very brief things to say about studying and learning the Greek New Testament, but I want to deal with each of them separately, even though the videos will be fairly brief. The first thing I want to say about it is this is a spiritual exercise. Now, I am aware that you're going to have to work very hard to learn this language, but you need spiritual motivation for that work. I have 3 rules I will give you for beginning to study the Greek New Testament that will carry you however far you go in studying this language. They are pray, pray, and pray. Now, you don't need to be told too much what to pray for. Pray for motivation. God, help me desire to learn this. Pray for God to enhance your ability to learn. I'm writing a book right now on spiritual intelligence. And a friend of mine who has read some of the text for me critically made the comment, intellect is intellect and spirit is spirit. He said it 3 ways. He said intellect is intellect, emotion is emotion, and the spirit is spirit. And wanting to sever those things from one another. Actually, he wanted to see them as separate efforts. But whether there is merit to what he said in other areas or not, you will find that's not true in studying the Greek New Testament. If you really want to benefit from this, on a spiritual level, in a ministry level, you need to pray for God to motivate you, pray to understand, pray for God to apply the truth to your life, pray for practical outlet for what you learn. In fact, There are very few facets of learning the Greek of the New Testament that should not be bathed in prayer. This calls for spiritual understanding.